national flag hangs limpid off mast. The whole of our nation yearns for the past. Until we remember the men who stood strong, that would rise to the fight when freedom went wrong. And I said, oh, what's going on? Nation, eroded by time, with its crushed population just towing the line. They're malnourished with poisons and brought up on lies. They wave foreign banners as the patriots die. I said, oh, what's going on?
Well, hello everybody and welcome to one of those live streams which I've actually planned slightly a bit ahead. Hello and welcome to everyone. Just a quick say hello to those who are already in the chat. Hello to Celico. Hello to Joker's Muppet, who's apparently just announced that Tommy's been arrested for GBH. Hello Mark. Hello Tony. And hello everybody else who's tuning in and joining in as we speak. So, as you may or may not be aware, I took the last few days, the Friday, the Saturday and the Sunday, off to, just refresh the brain, because it's very important to do that. Because the world's gone mad and the world's gone insane, and we need to take as much of a break as possible. And while I'm here, before we go any further, of course, we have to ask you the question: how are you all? How are we all doing? Are we good? I hope you're all good. In any case, good evening, Tight Scotsman. Welcome aboard. It's been a weekend. Joker's Muppet Master has just come on, and I'm gonna just show you straight away that there you go. There is the confirmation. Hold on, let me just open the door, let the dog out because she's coming in. Tommy Robinson has been arrested at the airport over the alleged assault at St Pancras. Okay, that was 1 minute ago, breaking news. So there you go. So Tommy Robinson has been arrested at an airport over the alleged assault at St Pancras station. No surprise there. The whole thing's a stitch-up as it is. And we'll be talking about Tommy a little bit later on in the stream. But at the moment, I just thought I'd bring that to you so you're all fully aware of what has happened. So it is confirmed that Tommy Robinson has been arrested. I'll see if there's any more breaking news on this while we're going. Just keep up on top of it. Right. Just seeing if there's any more updates. Excuse me. That's all I've had at the moment. So that's the breaking news. Apparently, that it's just going on. I am desperately making sure that we're all there and thereabouts. So Tommy Robinson has apparently been arrested at the airport for the alleged assault. Yes, you're always first on, mate. Well done. Nice spot. Brilliant. So that I did. So. Well, I think so-so is pretty good. Been grounding myself. Where's it going to be beach purge time? Could do with the holiday. I think we could all do with the holiday, mate. Problem is, you go on holiday and you just, unless you go, well, I don't know. Can you go anywhere where you get away from it all genuinely? Up in the lakes, maybe, wilds of Scotland, wilds of Wales. Be interesting to see if what's going to happen, if there's anywhere we could get away. I mean, I'm going down to Devon, probably one of the few last bastions. But I also know I'm not far from Paignton, which also now has 3 migrant hotels, and we will also be going to Torquay, which has 2. So, North Korea. Hello, Motley. North Korea is good at this time of the year. Well, yes. It's, well, I mean, you can get a lot of bang for you, but it's probably the only place the pound is actually worth anything anymore, I think, to be brutally honest. Good evening, in any case, Motley. Welcome aboard. So, lots and lots of things to talk about, lots and lots of things that have happened. We'll go with Britannia Hotel at first, with the police issuing a Section 42A order to Tad Windy in Scotland at the moment. Yes, Tight Scotsman, I understand you've been visited by Floris, apparently, and Floris is a bit wet and wild and may have left a bit of damage. Yeah, thanks for taking that one for us, Scotland. Much appreciated. So Britannia, a hotel, they bust the migrants in at 1 o'clock in the morning, hoping that no one would see them. And they've issued a Section 42A because the residents of the hotel have been intimidated and harassed. I mean, the rest of us always feel exactly the same, but it doesn't work that way, does it? And then there was a big uproar. I first struggled to understand how Section 42 could be used, but I got the wrong policing act. And yeah, they can actually tell you to not come back for up to 3 months if they deem necessary. They then came out and said, we haven't banned any demonstrations. Other people can come and demonstrate, which will probably mean you can come and demonstrate. And then they'll Section 42A you as well, so you can't come back. Because, of course, this government, instead of dealing with the actual issue, it's a lot easier to deal with the people pointing out the issue. Thought we were in North Korea, starting to feel like it. I don't know. I mean, at least, I don't know, North Korea, the whole thing's mad, isn't it? The whole thing is just mental. Absolutely mental. I could feel the shift. I could feel the English as well as the Scottish, the Welsh and the Irish. The Irish were first, now the English and the Scottish and the Welsh are beginning to wake up and realise that there is a problem. And all those people like myself have been saying, there's a problem. We're right. There's a problem. The problem is I'm wondering whether it's too late. And because they've arose and because we've awakened, they've just got to clamp down on it. Because that's the solution to everything. It's not dealing with the actual issue. It's not listening to the public. They genuinely sit there scratching their heads wondering why is everybody upset and pissed off. Sadako, it amazes me that there's still real people in real life who refuse to believe we live in a police state now. This is the biggest problem. Of course, we're all aware of this. This is one of the biggest problems we have in the United Kingdom is the fact that so many people still fast asleep or pretending nothing's happening. When in reality, it's for all to see. I mean, if the police can use the Section 42A and ban you from protesting anywhere for 3 months, it doesn't take long. But my biggest argument is eyes wide shut, sadly. Yep, absolutely, Tony. You see, my biggest issue with this is they don't Section 42 stand up against racism. They don't Section 42 just stop oil. They don't Section 42A. Sorry, it's 42A, the free plasticine movements, they're all allowed to do what they want. But when concerned parents, which in the vast majority is, start saying something, Section 42A. I know what they're saying is because there was a bit where, surprise, surprise, they'd only been in there a day and they were coming out on bikes to go and do delivery jobs because they've got a job already. And some patriotic people trying to stop them. And that's it. Gumsman Undu Chat. Hello, Kirky. Welcome. Undu Chat. Welcome. Any case, so yeah. So how come, mind you, this year, you're not like, I mean, like, you're going to get done for saying 2-tier. There's no such thing as 2-tier. Well, there is, isn't there? Yeah, so just up or go somewhere and they can't be Section 42I'd, but concerned parents and locals who don't want thousands and hundreds of thousands of undocumented males in their area busting without their consent or even discussion and worrying about their children, they could be Section 42I'd. It's just the absolute madness. And there's a reason why people are miffed, is probably the best way to put it when you get things like this. So, 2 Afghan asylum seekers have been charged with over the alleged rape of a 12-year-old girl in the quiet Warwickshire town. 2 Afghan asylum seekers have been charged over the alleged rape of a 12-year-old girl who's left a small Midlands town reeling in shock, the Mail on Sunday can reveal. Ahmed Mukhul, 23, had been charged with rape of an underage girl in Nuneaton, which is not far from where I live, actually, Warwickshire. And a second man, Mohammed Kabar, also 23, has been charged with aiding and abetting a rape, as well as strangulation and kidnap of a girl, who is now receiving specialist care. Hello, Daz. Welcome. So, yeah, there's this. Nuneaton, it's small. Nuneaton isn't a huge place, but of course they've moved them in there due to under Operation Scatter. And well, there isn't a problem apparently. There is no problem. The fact that one of them was strangling and kidnapped the girl, that's absolutely fine. Good evening, Herman the Tosser. Welcome. But what makes it even better is this is Alex Franklin Smith and Claire Ames, the senior Warwickshire police officers who covered up the case of the 12-year-old being raped by 2 Afghan migrants. They protected the accused, Ahmed Mukhul and Mohammed Kabir, for fear of inflaming community tensions. It is just astounding that these two traitors, and they are, have massively let down that 12-year-old girl and have massively let down their local community to protect two people who shouldn't be here. It's that simple. But of course, the government can't understand why we're all a bit miffed. They can't understand why parents are angry and demonstrating. I mean, this is a bit of a follow-up. So, this was the original thing here. So he had been charged. It's just, but everybody was told to shut up for community cohesion, because that's so much better, isn't it? It's just so much better to just try and pretend everything's okay. And if anyone dares say anything against it, well, you'll get Section 42 aid, or you'll probably get arrested. And they still can't understand why we are angry, why we are infuriated, why we are incandescent with rage. Because this is what we have to face on a daily basis. As I said, round by me, I've actually just noticed, just before I came on air, 4 new people walking around carrying bags I've never seen before. So they're here now. So that's another 4 migrants, no doubt. Just down the road, another house has been sold. There's another house just around, literally behind me, that's up for sale as a HMO with residents in board. I now have, and in the last week, in my immediate area, within 800 metres of my property, 11 houses go up for sale. People I've known for a long time are selling up and going. if that doesn't say anything. Hello, Spark Swain. Hello, Nicola. Welcome. The government knows why everybody's pissed. They just don't care. It's all part of the plan. We all know it's part of the plan. There's no real moral argument for the authorities to keep this all a secret. People need to know these things are going on. It's just about control. It's awful. It's betrayal. It's just complete and utter 60+ up for sale limit. Dads, it doesn't. I mean, this is quite a nice. It used to be quite a nice area, and several 9 p.m. apparently. And a lot of them, the people I used to go to school with, I know really, really well, and they're just up and going. They're just moving. They're leaving. You'll all be living with me down southwest. I'll be honest, if I could do it, I'd do it. It's literally every day. Every day there's new non-English faces around here. It's just getting beyond a joke. It really is. When we show any anger, they immediately point it as being unable to control our rage. Yep, exactly. Well said. Well said. So we have all that going on. And, of course, they're going to smash the gangs. They're going to stop them. Even though, as I've said many, many times, the government are the gangs. And, well, a bit of an embarrassment. His top aide, who told the PM he had to smash the gangs, well, his dad's firm is handing £6 million to house asylum seekers. Isn't that nice? Isn't that lovely? So they are the gangs. 100% totally the gangs. And always have been. This has been done on purpose. We are being deliberately replaced by 100%. And as I mentioned before, just before when we come on about the Britannia Hotel, well, these are some of the residents who were smiling and laughing and joking and clapping because recording on their iPhones that we paid for. I can't even afford a pissing iPhone, for God's sake. But the reason they're clapping is because of fucking raging twat idiots like this. I feel much safer with refugees than fascists. They're the fascists. They just don't get it yet. They don't understand it yet. They just don't understand what's going on. And these are the people. And these are the problem. It's okay. Someone's going out and you're going to hear my motion cameras going off because, yes, there you go. Now, next will be a message probably going off because my wife will want to know where Josh has gone. That's my son, my elder son. He's probably gone to the shop. I'll soon find out. Any case, I get distracted. Who's at the door? It's my eldest. He's gone off, as I just said. But those people, these people are our problem. Paid agitators who come up with such shit. Smash fascism. These are the biggest fascists known to man. They really are. These are paid idiots, not a single brain cell amongst them. And they really think by doing this that when the time comes, this is going to save them. They genuinely do. They have no idea what they're doing. They're just brain dead, programmed agitators who probably get paid to be there. They're just scum. Anyone who holds one of these signs, anyone who is on this, in my eyes, pure and simple, is a traitor. And when the time comes, they should be dealt with traitors. You see that AI generated video star McKee? Oh, it was brilliant. That one was. I can't find it again because I'd play it. It was just absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That was uber super. Uber super. Just bring that back up there. There we go. Leave my rights alone. Useful idiot. Who's the useful idiot? Them or me? I'm just asking because it's a bit random on a chat. Young Bob has been attacked. Yes, he has. He was attacked again by Muslims. Now, young Bob, what a wonderful human. What an absolutely wonderful human he is. At least he's, a kid of his age with the balls that he's got. The problem is I do worry about it, them. Absolutely leave my rights. They are useful idiots. They don't realise it either. Yeah, Bob needs a bodyguard. Yeah, I do worry about Bob. I mean, I have ultimate respect for the kid. I really do. But he's putting himself in harm's way. I see you're a footy fan, but of course footy don't really matter now. We need to fight for our future in this country. Absolutely, Gary. I'm a huge football fan. It's that, yeah, Birmingham City. Does football matter? No. Even though I will watch my team, it's a side distraction. We need to fight for our future. We do. Absolutely 100%. Hello, Monty Mop. Welcome aboard. Yeah, young buddy is a good fella, but he's putting himself into trouble. He's putting himself into harm's way. He really is. Absolutely massively into harm's way. Good evening, Tang. How are you? You all right, my friend? Charlie Vet should lend Bob friend insight. Yeah, should do. But young Bob has got to be. Young Bob needs to be careful. I do worry about him. Imagine if you could muster and unite all the men of football into a cause worth it. This is the only problem. The football fans are probably your best bet, but they get easily distracted. We just need it. It's hard to motivate people because distractions are always around. And football's going to be a big one. The football season drags a lot of people away from everything. Since we did normal press need bodyguards in war tells you, yeah, well, exactly, 100%. I think that's what you see in Manchester, Kirky. Yeah, Manchester, which was, shall we say, slightly successful. It's beginning. This is why I said, this is why it's titled, Can You Feel the Change? There is a shift, as I said, many, many people. Evening, Matthew, welcome aboard. It's, we're getting there. It was organised and arranged by Paul Golding and Britain First. I don't see Britain First as a political party. What I see Britain First doing is exactly that on the screen. Organising ground troops to do demonstrations, and they're very good at it, and that was brilliant. And you're going to see more flags. I mean, all around here, not here exactly, but in Birmingham and around, people have started taking down those Palestinian flags, especially in Smallheath, and putting up Union flags or, moreover, crosses of St George. And you'll notice that there's more and more crosses of St George. A few people haven't a clue what's going on. It's like they're living in a different planet. Problem is, Nicola, is the people. The problem is some people are that terrified by what's going on that they just don't want to admit or acknowledge what's happening. It's, did I have a nice break? Hello, Jeff. Yes, I did. Hello, TF Media. We hear you, Gobster. Thank you very much. You've got those who live in their middle class bubble where it doesn't bother them, and where these sort of things, it doesn't get to them. It doesn't bother them. It's not affecting them, so that it isn't an issue. Then you get people who they know what's going on, but they're terrified by it, so they just try and pretend it's not happening. And then you literally get the sheep who just do as they're told, and then you get the ostriches who just stick their head in the sand, and they've done that on everything and just hope it all goes away. Did have a nice break? Yes, Jeff, I did. I had a nice 3 days off. Me, the missus, and the two younger ones. all started 9/11/2001. Indeed, it did. Yeah, Jeff, we covered that. Tommy has been arrested right at the beginning of the stream. I shared the post, which sort of demonstrated that, yes, he had been arrested. I'm keeping an eye on Twitter to see if anything else comes up. Just looking now. Sorry, just wait for me to have a quick scroll. Okay, nothing else has been said as yet. So I am trying to keep an eye on the Twitter, see if there's any more information coming in relation to Tommy. Nothing has come up as yet. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Are you going to go away with the family at the end of the month? Obviously, yes, I am. I am away last week of the 6 weeks holiday. We're off down to Devon. I said not far from Paignton, but even there, you see, you go there, and there's three migrant hotels in Paignton. So don't get away from it anywhere. This is when people say, do you want to, we need to go away on holiday. You go in this country, wherever you go by the seaside, you're surrounded by bleeding immigrants there and all. It's just absolutely mental. You're just try and do the best you can. Someone's painted a red cross on a what? Yes, a lot of those. Around by me, a couple of my little white painted traffic islands suddenly got a red cross on. It's really good. The rise in nationalism, which is what the government's trying to stop, is looking at why has this communist party not been arrested? Because it's a setup, Jeff. That's why. It's a pure setup. We all know it's a setup. A bit much like what they tried to do at Manchester Airport, but it backfired because someone leaked the CCT. There was a camera directly looking at what happened there, and that hasn't been released, and it should be released. We won't hear anything on TR tonight, mate. They'll make him wait. Yeah, absolutely. Expensive holiday with the kids in the UK. Actually, not that bad. It depends. Mrs. G is, shall we say, one for the bargain, and I think we've actually managed, believe it or not, to get a nice log cabin with a hot tub for a week, and it costs us 700 quid. And my kids, believe it or not, they're quite happy, like what we will be doing, going to Torquay and into Dartmouth. We could spend hours crabbing. My kids love that sort of stuff. I've taught my kids when we go on holiday to enjoy the simple things, the proper things on holiday, like crabbing and stuff like that. And we take them interesting places. It's absolutely brilliant. Nothing was entertaining for question about the incident train session. Keep on that, but we'll do. Bag out of cat. Yep. I have one Union flag on my rear bumper, an England flag on the front plate, 2 Union flags aside the car. Lady asked where I got them at the local petrol station. This is it. The more we can get, the better. There is a rise. Now, I actually answered as we carry on sort of going through stuff. I did or was asked by by Clarkson's Farm, do I feel proud to be British? And I answered it in an interesting way, which may or may not cause a bit of a ruction. I no longer class myself as British. I class myself 100% pure English, because that's what I am. Because British is anything now. As soon as you get that passport, you're British. And I just can't. 2 arrested at Sunday's Supreme Court today. No surprise there. Better Sissy wasn't conveniently working. Tony, it probably was, but you ain't going to go see it. Rock pooling. Yes, Muttley. Those are the basic things. It's just the base, proper holidaying. Try and teach my kids the real joys of life and not really always being stuck on a camera, on a screen, even though, of course, we're on screens now. Everyone here signed up to Restore Britain yet? If not, get on it. I'm on it. I've signed up. I'm on Restore Britain. Anything that helps bring some sort of pressure on things is a good thing. And it's connected to Rupert Lowe, who I think should be our new Prime Minister. Unfortunately, he hasn't got a party. Absolutely got it. Additionally, I'm English. And that's no reflection, Indigenous Scottish people, Irish, Welsh, Northern Irish. I think being British means nothing now. Being British is just too much of a melting pot of, well, anyone's British now. You just, as soon as you get that passport, you're British. Is that your missus on the thumbnail? If only, Jeff. If only it was. Although, to be fair, Mrs. G, I'm definitely, definitely batting above my average. I genuinely am with my missus. She's absolutely gorgeous. And out of all that as well is the fact that if it wasn't for Mrs. G, I wouldn't be doing this right now. Not this because she doesn't like me doing YouTube, because she worries about me getting arrested and stuff. But without her, I genuinely will. The darkness of the monster would have got me. So I owe her a lot. You know, hello Denise, welcome aboard. Hello Annie Moose. Sorry, I fill any forms as English for decades. I always have done. I've never put British. I've always put English. Even though I've had people come back and say, "You're not. You're British." I'm going, no, I'm English. Good save, Jay. Lol. No, genuinely. I'm not smooth. It's the truth. She knows that. I mean, I'll turn around and say, that woman's gorgeous, but that mean nothing. It doesn't mean that she says it about blokes. It doesn't mean nothing, because we're soulmates. So it is what it is. No need to be smooth. It's just I just tell the truth. Also, I try to say, yeah, Gobs. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, thank you for your services. Don't have to thank me. It was a choice. Well, thank you. I did it because it's something I always wanted to do as a kid, and I'll never. I'm the same now. I said, Scottish Publish. Absolutely. Indigenous people, we need to drop British, because it means nothing now. Not the Union flag. That's our country. That's our Union's flag. But blue nose and English. Absolutely. Born and bred. I'm seventh generation blue nose. I could try. I go all the way back. 7 generations as Birmingham as a blue nose. So it's in my blood, and my new generation are there. Ghostbusters, Oakhampton, Exeter. There's a great pub called The Tours, and stream at the bottom of the village for your kids to paddle in. Thanks, Monty Mop. I'm going to take that on board. I'm going to take them there. That'll be nice. Absolutely wonderful. People are going to send a child. I can understand why. And a journey to the selective healing. Yeah. 36 minutes, a journey of love. Yeah, well, it is. It is a journey of love. And congratulations, 36. What am I at now? 15. I obviously remember that this is my second marriage, of course. Just wanted to say I'm watching, even though I'm not commenting. Thank you, Robert. No, I understand people sometimes listen and are busy doing other things. Prefer the Union flag for aesthetic reasons. It's more important to say we're English. Graham Moore of the English Constitution Party is an expert on it. Yes, he is, Gary. Absolutely. Rupert Lowe loves Great Yarmouth. Have banned all the yes, and also somewhere in Warwickshire have done exactly the same thing, that they don't want them anymore. You see, this is what I mean when you say about the work. Can you feel the shift? There is a shift. I think we're moving away. Whether it's too late or not, I don't know. But there is a rise of nationalism, of patriotism. And I think people have got to that stage. People are waking up. And the thing is, what the Labour government don't understand is the more they crush down on us, the more people they actually awaken to what's going on. And that's a big problem. And I don't think they understand that. I think they think by doing what they're doing, they're going to keep a lid on it. I mean, I've heard from my internal police sources that all police leave has been cancelled. Make that as of what you will. But the police know they're in trouble. You know, when you get experts basically saying, you know, we're heading for civil war, and we've been trying to tell people for years, and no one wants to listen. It's a time we were proud. Yeah, exactly. Damn well proud. Here in Liverpool, I feel like playing something that's old school left. Maybe shifting a bit. It will, slowly but steadily. Liverpool's difficult because it's always been so left. It's always been a left-wing city as Liverpool. But if you can feel or start to see a slight shift there, the slight move there, that shows you how much things have been noticed and changed, because the shift is moving and it's moving over, and that's a good thing. My pain ancestors in Warwickshire, so I'm part English too. Yeah, well, there you go. If you can trace your roots back to England, you're English. Not if, like, what was it? Farage said, if you've been here for a few years, paid your taxes, not got into trouble. No. See, if I was over, say, in the United States and my kids were born in Florida, in the US, for instance, they'd still be English because I'm English. It doesn't work like that. And to say it does is just absolutely ridiculous. And what makes it even better is the fact that those people they say are British, and you can do this, absolutely hate us, don't want to integrate with us, want to change everything about this country, and have no intention of getting involved with us. They just want us gone. And they're the ones they call English. They're the ones they call English. They're not the British at best. I mean, I know I saw old Rishi Sunak saying, "Oh, Yorkshire," Well, the simple truth of the matter is, don't like the guy personally, although I did believe that he got screwed over by Boris Johnson. But even then, he's not English. Sorry, but he's not. And this is the biggest mistake the Conservatives have made by making Kemi Badenoch the head of the Conservative Party, because she doesn't even identify as English or even British. I hope Farage reads the room before the next session, because my God, well, down. He's not. Farage has even come out and said he's very much left of public opinion on immigration. Right from the beginning, I said, well, not right from the beginning, I bought into it, and then I started to pay attention. I keep saying to you, Reform are not going to be your saviours, because he's not. I mean, he's did a thing about, trans rights, but then he's brought Vanessa, the prisoner, who's a bloke. I bet there's not even 500 proper far-right power. There isn't. The real far-right, the genuine far-right, who are as insane and fucking mental as the left. I mean, it's a circle. So the far right and the far left actually meet ideologically. They're very close, believe it or not. They're both raving lunatics. There's hardly any of them. It's the other bits in the middle. Well, there's that bit there, the left, who are insane, and then there's everybody else who was just trying to get along and now have just been called far right. It doesn't work like that. What is far right? Anyone who doesn't agree with the left. There you go. It's as simple as that. Basically exactly the same as the far. Exactly, but the far right uses race. There you go. It's exactly that. Exactly that. Group of Asian lads acting all like idiots, slow down their mercs, trying to intimidate us while walking with my sister at Edgbaston Stadium last week. She was terrified after. Look, this is the problem. This is the problem. Farage is a puppet. No, I don't think Farage is a puppet. Farage is a distraction. Farage is the archetypal version of bait and switch. And, I can't. See, the thing is, yes, exactly what Cubs has said. They're basically the same thing. All extremes should be denounced. They are. They're right. Genuine far-right Nazis, real Nazis, an idiot. They're fucking scum. They are. They're absolute scum. Yeah? They're just... The mindset is just wrong. They're wrong. But by trying to merge everybody into that, Gary, the far right are Nazis and KKK members. I've never heard of... They've gone a long time then. If a cat was born in the stable, it wouldn't be a horse. Correct. Absolutely spot on. I'm English back before 1790 on one side and Welsh longer still, I expect. Absolutely fine. I'd say the far worst was Combat 18. Was it Combat 19? Is it? Because 19. Oh, no. Well, you're right. 18. Sorry, my mistake. Combat 18. Yeah. They were complete nut jobs. I want my country for my people. Agreed. I would class myself as far right. I don't class. Back in the day, I would say I was centre right. When you could have those sort of things, but now, I mean, the Telegraph did a headline which some of the left thought was nearly clever, which was, "When did your pride become prejudice?" My pride became prejudice the second the people started raping my children and my women. There, right there, that's when it became a problem. Yeah, it was 80. Yeah, it was code for AH. Yeah, Adolf Hitler. Yeah, his name. Yeah, pissing me off. They still stopped ladies in pink for 28 days. Well, they were tossing things down people. Well, they see, Jeff, this is the thing, is it's two-tier. Absolutely two-tier. All the way through, 100% two-tier justice, two-tier everything. I'm only making plans for Nigel, yeah. Farage looks at the people and says, "I'm the last hope." Yeah, and the problem is, people, he actually, he's told people he's not going to, do, he's not going to deport anyone. He's not going to deport anyone. And we have to appease the Muslims, because if we don't, we lose. He's already give up. And he's saying that, and yet people still go, yeah, but he's going to save the country. How? It's for me personally, the election is, it's a one thing. You got to remigrate people. You got to get rid of people, and you got to close the borders for at least 10 years so we can sort our shit out. Everything else I couldn't give a shit about now. It's literally boiled down to that one thing. And I think that's where it's coming with everybody else. It's boiling down to that one thing. You see, because it's that one thing that links to everything else. It links to not being able to get a doctor's appointment, the NHS collapsing, you're not being able to see a dentist, not being able to afford a house, schools being full, the rent's being really, really high, your mortgages being really, really high, the short housing. It's all linked to this massive bunch of people that shouldn't be here. So they must go. And if you aren't going to say they're going, then I'm not going to vote for you. I just genuinely am not. And again, Daz, I was about to say that the other problem is, of course, is when you get to this stage, whoever does get in power, you are going to inherit the worst nightmare you could possibly imagine. The economy's going to be gone. There's going to be no jobs. You're going to have, the crime rate is going to be through the roof. It's going to be, when you come into power after this Labour government, you are going to be in a living nightmare. It's the bankruptcy was the same as it was when Thatcher came in, but that time Thatcher could sell stuff off. Okay, that's why your water and your train and everything else got sold off. It was to try and rebalance the books, because we haven't got that now. We've got nothing. We've got nothing. Anybody with a functioning brain is a complete apolitical, but I do miss the days when people didn't care so much about politics. We didn't, but they're making us, because they're forcing us to. Got no choice. You've got no choice now. You can't ignore what's going on right in front of your face. You just can't. Most people are dumb. Sorry, not. Well, low IQs. It's just, I need to be careful, politics. Now we have exactly like I used to talk about Doctor Who and Star Wars and Star Trek. Yeah, I was quite happy doing that. I didn't get as many subs in that, but I was happy because I was talking with like-minded people and just having a good. And then I realised that we're fucked, and I can't sit pretending nothing's happening. I can't ignore it. We have to get up and say something. And then I didn't believe that by getting up and saying something, I get to the stage that I'm at now, which I'm living in almost a totalitarian state. It's a big word for what? Nearly 9:30 in the evening. It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. 51st side to Trump. Look, I'll be quite happy if the Americans come and took us over at the moment. It wouldn't be hard, would it? Just walk in. Shoe size IQ, correct. I don't have a skinhead. It's just, you see, the modern day way of going, oh, well, you're a Nazi. It means nothing now. They've belittled that word. It's like you're a racist. It doesn't mean anything now. Just never did. It just never meant anything. They feel doctor surgery's health issues caused by certain marriages. Well, and marrying cousins. And not just that. I mean, it's like now you're on a waiting list. Well, one, the doctors keep going on strike and the nurses keep going on strike because they apparently need shitloads more money to treat people who don't fucking belong here. You know, you struggle to get a doctor's appointment, but you float to your own dinghy, you get a 3-star hotel. The fucking doctors come to you in a fucking truck. And the dentist. Me too. At least we'll get a written constitution. We got one. We got loads of things we could use. I used to be a politician around police, but I've become largely in reaction to the other side being so intolerant and sinister. And yeah, and then here we go. Our government, we'll acknowledge Palestine. Well, what a surprise. Starmer wants to have him. I mean, they're bringing shed loads of terrorists over. And don't remember, and a lot of people don't pay attention to this. And Freedom Dad has mentioned it several times. Is the fact they're intercepting weapons shipments. And so for every one they get, that's 10 or 15. They're arming, okay? There is going to be a major problem very soon, and we're completely unprepared for it. I think the Labour Party has been taken over by the Borg. No, the Borg, at least the Borg do something. They augment you. These just fucking, they're horrible. Names that bother me. I love our country. People exactly. Our best solution is to down tools, lock down, don't attend protests, wipe out, busting, and I don't get arrested. But this is it. I mean, they're doing it on purpose, okay? They're doing it on purpose. They're getting arrested because they're trying to stoke a civil war. It's the only logical reason for it. The Hippocratic Oath is a good foundation. I agree. Getting everything for free out of exactly. Everything's for free. We pay for it. Magna Carta explicitly states that any law brought forward by Parliament that would strip English citizens of their rights is null and void. There you go. It also means that you can also have weapons. But we'll just pretend that doesn't exist because we'll just ignore history because that's what we do. We ignore history. But the thing is, if we, tools down is absolutely our best bet. But the problem is, vast majority of people won't do it. That's the problem. This is the problem. We can have all our marches and our demonstrations and this, but when it comes down to the need of numbers, they won't do it. And that's the problem. How do you get people like that to wake up? How? When you've got this, when emails from Whitehall telling people to shut people down. As I said before, look, concerned about narratives about police and two-tier systems. They're trying to shut that down. Everything now I'm doing, everything now is running through VPNs. Apart from this one, because sometimes it causes me a bit of an issue with this, And then you go to tier justice when you get people like this guy here threw bricks and he got off. One of our lads screamed abuse at a police dog, 3 years. There's no such thing as two-tier anything, is there? There just really isn't. It's just unbelievable. It really is. A good offence is better than a defence. Absolutely, Daz, I agree. National strike. Again, I'd love it, but the problem is getting everybody to do it. And that's the biggest issue because it's a struggle. We're losing the same community in a lot of places. I'm working hard, keeping my community going. On my road, I know everyone. And a few others around here. I actually make it my mission to introduce myself. But as I said, the house next door is being done up. And I think I'm going to get migrants in there. And then we're going to have a problem. Any word on Ricky Jones' trial? Gobster is still so. Yes, it is. As far as I know, Ricky Jones is still going to start his trial on Monday. Lucy Connolly, free. Wayne O'Rourke, free. All of those people are in prison, shouting at hotels, pushing a wheelie bin at a police officer. Let's not forget Peter Lynch, who shouldn't have been in prison and sadly, unfortunately, couldn't be with us anymore. You know, stop arresting 12,000 people a year for what they tweet on and say. It's just wrong. Just wrong. Plugged in useful. Yeah, no good doing it on a Saturday either. Yeah, exactly. Family, fitness, finance, faith, to quote Tim Davis, who's a legend, Fast Jet Performance. Loving what Tim's doing recently. He's got to be careful, though, because he really is pushing it to the limit, but I get it. And he knows they're coming for him, but fair play to him. Absolutely fair play. I've a lot of respect for Tim Davis because he's going for it. He really is. The unexpected voice a few years to prove the country hasn't got the gumption to unite resist authoritarianism. Absolutely, Robert. Absolutely. Remember the wheelie bin lady for Southport? Yep, that's what I literally just mentioned him, Utley. It's just ridiculous. Police told George not to speak out about it. Yep, absolutely. My area is inundated with them. As I said, my area is becoming, and I've got people who I've known around here for years up and selling and going. I don't know where they're going, but they're going. It's just, it's so mad. It really is. It's just unbelievable. You know, and I see all this, and then I get things like this. I know squaddies out on the streets right now. And then you get this. It's not on. It's just not on. I just genuinely don't understand how we can have all these fucking arseholes in this country and a soldier dies on the streets. It's not right. It just isn't right. And that's what annoys me. Vast majority are not online seeing this, still watching MSN. That massive problem normally exactly this. I don't know how I can do it. I just don't know how I can do it. I mean, I know my channel's slowly growing, and that's absolutely great. But a lot of the time, I'm preaching to the converted. I just don't know how I could get the message out. I just don't. And the problem is once you start making it like you can get the message out, then they lock you away. They lock you away. Sure, you still know where to go. He's complete mess. Yes, you're still going through. Yeah, exactly. I don't know where to go, Daz. There is nowhere to go. So it's just dig your heels in. It really is. It's just unbelievable. The irony of the left calling us flag shaggers when they've been waving. I don't even go there, Gary. Absolutely ridiculous. How does the government consider such government its own people and soldiers? Soldiers have always been a disposable thing in any case, mate. They don't care about us. They really don't. As soon as you come out, they couldn't give a shit. I mean, they'll go through the motions and pretend, but they don't care. They're not interested. They're really not. They're really not. And things like that just make my blood boil. Do you know that one of the pallbearers of funeral princess died? Yep, absolutely did. Jeff, absolutely did. Froze to death in a doorway. Because no one gives a shit about soldiers. Government doesn't care. MOD doesn't care. No one cares. You're left to fight your own demons on your own. As I said, if it wasn't for Mrs. G, I think that I know the Dark Monster would have got me. After the first wife just decided that she didn't really want kids and just upped and left me with two little kids on my own. And I genuinely, I don't know how I got through it. I do. I got through it because of Mrs. G. Yeah, Motley, I know civilians do. Some civilians do. Some civvies really do, but the people who should care don't. Still don't understand how I get 2 days a year, and Black History Month, Pride Month. Yeah, everybody gets Vegan Month. But soldiers, nothing. Much to miss. Yeah, she's special. God bless you for making it through that, Gobster. As I said, if it weren't for Mrs. G, I genuinely wouldn't be here, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It was just, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. I still get it now. Still get the, the dreams, the nightmares. Kitty Chen, it's good to have a chat. Yeah, of course it is. I mean, the thing is, I'm in a position. The only thing the government care about is that they get their hands on our bodies' worth of gold, wanting gold bank. Yeah, exactly. 100%. We're nothing to them. We're nothing but scum. We really are. We're just a number. We're just a flesh bag. It's good to have. Yeah, I mean, this is why one of the reasons. I mean, I was going to do some videos, but I thought, I'm going to go live. I might go live tomorrow night as well, because I think the lives not only are good for me, but they're good for you lot, because you lot get to chat on the chat themselves. You lot get to talk amongst yourselves. Try not to let us bring you down, Gobster. I'm only showing. No, you don't bring me down. I want people to talk because I care. I care about you lot. I really do. I care about humans in general. I've seen the worst that humans can do to other humans, and I genuinely care. I genuinely care about humans. I genuinely do. And if this is a place where you want, get things off your chest, do it. If you need to just vent, gobstertalks@yahoo.com. My DMs, they're always open for all of you. If you just want to vent off, just feel like you just want to write an email and just let everybody go, and let's get it off your chest. And you don't have to do it to me. I'm not bothered. Genuinely. We need to talk. We need to look after each other, because this is all we've got. We're on our own, so we've got to look after each other. Sometimes I saw on my phone about what's going on when I'm shopping. Loud enough for us to see. Good move. It's a great way of doing it. I just talk out loud. I don't give a shit anymore. Mrs. G is an angel. She is. Absolutely 100%. Have 3 fingers of the Amonix. Yeah, I've got... oh, here she is. Come on, let me come. I've not got much left now, but I've got a little bit left. I need to top it back up, but that's fucking expensive now and all. In fact, I might just add it to my coffee cup. There we go. Hold on a second, because my YouTube has just reset itself on there. I need to get back on there because my chat doesn't work very well. You all know that by now. There we go. Great little G's as well. Yeah, I've got quite a few of them. 7 in total. So yeah, the other 2, they're in the garden at the moment, playing in the dark because they love it. Hi, little kitty. Welcome. You're right. Well said. Wilbur Strongman is a good woman. 100%. 100%. Is that the right way around? I think so. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that'll do. Very nice. Good smelling for me. Yeah, it's Jack Daniels. My favourite tipple. Oh, just so it's me and Jack have had some serious chats back in the dark times. Me and Mr. Jack have had very good conversations. They want to take farmers' land away for social housing. I know I had a chat about that on X by some dickhead who was trying to say I was a communist, until I pointed all that out, and then yeah, Stalin is turning me into Victor Meldrew. Yeah, I've been called that before, but yeah. Or is it a good men and strong women? No, you need a good strong woman behind you to keep you based. Very true. Strong women behind strong men. Yeah, you do. You need that. You really do. I'm just quietly putting decals and drop tanks on RAF Jaguar model. Nice distraction. Oh, good one. Nice. Do like building models myself. Been a while though, to be fair. Although my favourite thing is Lego. I love Lego. Yes, I know I'm still too old, but I do love my Lego. I do love my Lego. That's right. I'm behind every strong man is a good woman. Absolutely. Strong women. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I need to get my head down, have a good night, or cheers for the chat, Gobson. No problem, Dad. So you have a good sleep now, mate. Have good dreams. Apparently, did you know Starmer doesn't dream? Apparently, he doesn't read books either. Explains a fucking lot, doesn't it? Oh. Do you remember Old English Spangles? I loved Spangles when I was a kid. We're getting on to the sweets again, aren't we now? It's up to an hour. I also got the original 1984 Break the Rules t-shirt and pound and an English flag bag. Nice one. Spangles for the fruit tunes. Yeah. Spangles, there's loads of things. I don't know if anyone remembers a sweet called Secret Agents. And what you used to do is you used to keep the wrappers, and then you'd send the wrappers in. And if you sent enough wrappers in, you'd get a secret agent, and you'd have a number, your rank, and it was a badge. Back in the day, Curly Whirly, oh, lovely. I nearly choked on one of them buggers when I was a lad. Who didn't? I think it was a rite of passage, wasn't it, in the 60s and 70s? You hadn't lived until you almost died on a spangle. I think it was Texan bars. Nutty bar. I'm not a huge nut fan, but Texan bars were my favourites. Love Texan bars. I met a lot of men that have rejected me. They all end up weak and alone, cheating on their wives. Some turned out to be married, but all of them weirdos. I mean, proper weirdos. Sadly, there are a lot of nutters in this world. There really are. I'm so sad to hear that. It's there. So, Bella's looking for Joe Bazooka. Chewing gum. Yeah. Looked like there was. I also remember, what was it called? El Cigarro. Cigar, about that long, cigar-shaped chewing gum. Them were the days. Gambit bar. Don't remember that one. Supposed it was a chewy bar, basically a bar of opal fruits, which took out all the fillings. Ah, right. Frosted Sweeties. Do you remember Toot Sweets? Toot Sweets, yep. You could actually, I mean, originally, obviously, because of the chitty chitty bang bang, but yeah, you could actually, they had a little whistle, didn't they? You could blow them. Absolutely brilliant. Gobstoppers, cola cubes. My favourite of those kind of sweets are bananas and shrimps. Oh, well, they used to be. Then I got type 2 diabetes, and now I have to be very, very careful when I eat stuff like that. Sweet tobacco, yep. Sherbet lemons. Been on my own for 30 years. Oh, that's sad. In some respects, but then again, you might be happy being on your own, and I get that as well. Yep, you can say that again. Lots of weirdos around, stories I could tell you. Write a book. You should write a book one day. Why not? You really should. Army and Navy pear drops. Ooh. Quarterback crisps. Yeah, I remember them, quarterback crisps. Still can't beat Space Raiders, though, to be fair. Herbal tablets. They were nice. Potato, cheese and onion. My favourite crisps. What could I say my favourite crisps are? I must admit, I do like a salt and vinegar French fry. They're really, really nice. And fish and chips. The biscuit, with the fish. They've just done a prawn cocktail flavour in a limited edition. I bought some. They're quite nice. Especially brilliant on a corned beef sandwich. That's what I had for my lunch today. Absolutely awesome. Blackjacks. Yeah, to go with fruit salad. And they used to be, when I was a kid, half a p. For any youngsters in there, we used to have half pennies. So if you went and asked your local sweet shop for a 10 pence mix, you could get 20 sweets for 10p. You can't get fuck all for 10p now. Square salt vinegar, absolutely. I remember McCoy's crisps, 45 pence now. Oh, God, yeah, that was honey roasted cashew nuts from Nuts All In. Oh, nice. Shocking Space Raiders now. 50, I know, 50 fucking p. They were 5p. KP Salt and Shake, yeah, you get a little blue packet and shake them, which were great because you get like really super salty crisps at the top and plain nothing on them at the bottom. Fisherman's Friends and Victory V, absolutely. Same here, as want to get married but only met freaks. Oh, it's such a shame. All the men around here neighbours all prefer fat women. Strange. Mojos, they were half Peter. That's right, Robert, they were. We're veering away from politics to food. This is how we always bring the stream to a close, isn't it? Because we might as well bring it to a close in a good way. Can't eat any candies as I have to stick to gluten-free cake. Ah, right, fair enough then. It's just, I like to bring it down nice and gently. And we'll bring it down with other little bits. And a bit of nostalgia, a good thing. And it's also nice just to wind down. I mean, we could also remember that, let's just shrink this back down a bit so we can get that right. So this is the current state of affairs. Yeah, this is ugly, apparently. Biscuits. Remember flying saucers? Still get them now. Refreshers. Very hard to find now, refreshers. This is apparently Jesus now. Now, what film was it? Remember Scooby-Doo 2 on the island? With the creatures that possessed you. This looks like a fucking... And that's apparently a woman now. So that's all good. Carling back label, bring back the... Bring back to... Oh, absolutely. Make my own crisps in the... air fry crisps. They're good, though. I've done that myself. Jeff is king. Jeff is king. He's absolutely king. Texan sure is I used to love Texan bars. I like Mrs. G. There you go. I also like Sydney Sweeney and other sexy women. But that's because I'm a man. And it's part of biology. In any case, I don't need beef burgers when I've got steak at home. That's all I'm going to say on that. Sydney Sweeney, she's amazing. She can also fucking shoot well. Genuinely, she's a pretty good shot. There is a video running around. If you want to get a chance, have a look. She can, seriously. But so this is this is where the last girl I caught in bed with my best mate. Miss him a lot. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Yeah, can't. Yes. Hello. Where's the football?
Yeah. Well, that was in the cat.
That's in the big shed.
Okay.
Because I put it in there because it was raining this morning.
Okay.
Say hello to everybody on the live stream.
Hi.
There you go. They want a football now. It's nearly 10 o'clock. It's pitch black and they want to go and play football. Absolutely stunning. The girl from the jeans advert and the fact, oh, I know, it's absolutely unbelievable. Buy jeans, buy jeans. I see that JLR set the big boss and gone back to basics. Yeah, because it didn't work, did it? It didn't work. It just didn't work. Yeah, so sorry, Mutler. Well, I knocked him out and my extra sat on the end of the best across you. You keep doing that and you'll have no friends left. Women. Sometimes they can be the most infuriating thing, but sometimes if you're really lucky, you get one and lightning, like catching lightning in a bottle. It's a little G, yes, it was the littlest of G's. Wagon wheels. Look, let's be honest. When I was a kid, a wagon wheel, I swear to God, was that big. They're like that now. They're flipping on with just special brews now back in my local school. £8 for 4. They just want us hammered all the time. That's what they want. Hello, Cuban Pete. Welcome. Welcome. Right then. I'm looking at the time. It is just coming up to just over an hour. Milky Bar Kid advert. Yep. Jammy Wagon Wheels. Jammy Wagon Wheels are nice. They are. I still prefer the originals, but that little bit of jam, absolutely awesome. When you find a good and cherish it, absolutely. Absolutely do. Wagon wheel forfeit. Right then, I've got to bring it to a close, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't even had anything to eat yet, and I'm starving now, although Jack might have suppressed the appetite. So, I am going to make a thing now. I'm going to go live again tomorrow night, a little bit earlier, so we can maybe have a little bit longer. That would be nice. You've been awesome. Remember, these live streams aren't just about talking about what's going on in the world and sweets and reminiscing and biscuits and God knows what else we always end the chat with. It's also there for you lot to chat as well. You know, it's a community thing. It really is. Remember, Gobster Talks, all one word, at yahoo.com. If you want to just fire off an email, you can. My DMs are always open on X and on Facebook, etc. Just please feel free if you need to have a chat to chat, talk to each other, look after each other, because all we've got is each other. And we will get through this. It's just going to be a bloody long scrabble. Again, you have all been absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. And I've got a new ending, which is about the English. Hopefully it'll work. It's new, because sometimes when you load up new stuff on Rumble, it doesn't always play the first time. So any case, good night to you all. Look after yourselves. Love you loads. You're wonderful mother truckers, you. And I'll catch you tomorrow. I'll advertise it like I did this one. So, good night.
It was not part of their blood. It came to them very late, with long arrears to make good, when the English began to hate. They were not easily moved. They were icy, willing to wait, till every count should be proved, ere the English began to hate. Their voices were even and low, their eyes were level and straight. There was neither sign nor show when the English began to hate. It was not preached to the crowd. It was not taught by the state. No man spoke it aloud when the English began to hate. It was not